We will now turn to President Biden's remarks on the death of Alexey Navalny. The news of Navalny's reported death has left millions of people worldwide both unsurprised and outraged. Navalny courageously stood up against corruption, violence, and other wrongdoing by the Putin government. Navalny faced poisoning, arrest, and imprisonment. Despite these challenges, he remained a powerful voice for truth, even while in prison. But before we continue, please use some time to like this video and hit the subscribe button. Navalny could have chosen to live in exile after surviving an assassination attempt in 2020, but he returned to Russia, fully aware of the risks involved. President Biden holds Putin accountable for Navalny's death and condemns his actions. He emphasizes the importance of supporting Ukraine in its defense against Russia's aggression and calls for unity among NATO allies. President Biden extends his condolences to Navalny's family and praises his bravery. He stresses the need for further actions and sanctions against Russia. The president also addresses concerns about Russia's anti-satellite capabilities and ongoing discussions with the Israeli Prime Minister regarding a temporary ceasefire in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Finally, President Biden dismisses the impeachment inquiry as baseless and asserts that the individual at its center is lying. President Biden's statement reflects his strong condemnation of the actions taken by the Putin government and his firm stance on holding Russia accountable. He acknowledges the global outrage over the reported death of Alexey Navalny and highlights Navalny's bravery in standing up against corruption and violence. The president emphasizes that Navalny's death is a result of Putin's actions, including poisoning, arrest, and imprisonment. President Biden underscores the importance of supporting Ukraine in its defense against Russian aggression. He mentions the bipartisan Senate vote to fund Ukraine and expresses his disappointment in the delay by the House of Representatives, urging them to act swiftly. The president emphasizes that the failure to support Ukraine will have long-lasting consequences and questions the reliability of the United States as an ally. Regarding Russia's anti-satellite capabilities, President Biden downplays the immediate nuclear threat but acknowledges the potential damage to satellites. He states that there is currently no evidence of a decision by Russia to proceed with any harmful actions in space. The president also touches on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and his discussions with the Israeli Prime Minister. He calls for a temporary ceasefire to ensure the safe evacuation of displaced Palestinians and hostages, including American citizens. He expresses hope that a peaceful resolution can be achieved and urges against a large-scale ground invasion by Israel. In response to the question about the impeachment inquiry, President Biden dismisses it as baseless and asserts that the individual at the center of the inquiry is lying. He characterizes the inquiry as an outrageous effort from the beginning and expresses his belief that it should be dropped. Overall, President Biden's statement reflects his commitment to upholding democratic values, supporting allies, and holding accountable those responsible for human rights abuses and aggression. Thank you for watching. Before you go, please leave your thoughts in the comments section, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates.